I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft, and today's question comes to us from longtime friend of the program, Mr. Rictus, who notes that for many decades now, people have attempted to make my stories more interactive by transforming them into games with varying degrees of success. He wants to know how I would go about designing one of these games to allow people to experience my stories as I intended. And this is fascinating. Much as a child might put on their mother's makeup or walk around in their father's shoes, it seems that people are fascinated with the idea of draping themselves and entering into my stories, whether it's through video games or board games or the very popular role-playing games. But all of these are somewhat limited because they live within the medium of the game itself. Regardless of whether you're running into Nightgaunts or Zoogs or Shub-Niggurath, you're still rolling dice or pushing buttons, and that's really not what my stories are about. They're meant to be read and experienced internally. So, if I were to design a game, what I would suggest is that first, have your memory erased. Then lock yourself in a room with everything you need to survive and be comfortable, and stay there long enough to be convinced that you and this room are all that exist, all that matter. And just as you've come to the point where you've made peace and are at contentment with reality, without warning or explanation, have someone open up the door and usher you out into a world far larger and more complex and terrifying and wonderful than anything you ever could have imagined. That is how you truly engage with my stories in an interactive fashion. Either that or through some sort of Farmville type situation. Speaking of, if the fine people at Zynga are watching, you know how to reach me. As always, I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft. Thank you.